Now we can take that, go in, and tilt it. That's about where that's going to sit. That's not hitting any of that stuff. Snakes out of the way and points directly at this one, which is good. That's where it's going. And that's also why we got the skinnier fan. I guess we could have gotten two of these, but I figured use the regular one on this side, and this skinnier one slides perfectly right behind that, screw in to the radiator. And then we've got this one. I had to make a couple little cuts with it. I still need to brush it off because of where it steps up a little bit on that metal frame, and because the mounting points on this radiator have the fans a little bit farther apart instead of just being right next to each other. There's like half an inch in between. I have probably one of the top 5 headaches I've ever had. I took some meds when I first got up. That worked for about 20 minutes, and then it came right back a lot worse. And using the Dremel made me feel like my eyeballs were going to pop out of my head, followed by my brains just shooting out of my eye holes. That being said, I think we're going to try to avoid the Dremel today. That's okay, we've got plenty of stuff to do in here. Oh, my ravioli. Alright, we got some more stuff installed. Our radiator. I have the whole thing sitting on the bottom shell here because I wanted to check the fitment. Beautiful. So we now have both fans installed. I could lift the whole thing up from each of these. Got a little bit of tubing here. This top one is what's going to sneak past here, loop around from the pump. And this one's going to go straight to here. Now I'm still waiting on those other elbow fittings, which I guess is fine because I also miscalculated how many of these fittings I had. The other ones are even smaller than this one, which isn't going to work, but these are going to be here same time as those. So got the DVD cable plugged in. Off of that is this is the 12 volt 3-pin. We've got both these fans going to one 3-pin, so they can just be plugged in there. And then on the 5 volts, we've got this for the temperature display going over here, and the LEDs. And I made sure that the sensor for the remote should be visible through the reservoir. I just need to get little bits of tape, hold this around certain spots. We're going to try to wrap it around twice just so that it lights everything up good. So let me finish that, and then we'll put the DVD drive in and mount the reservoir. Okay, we got the DVD drive in. It's plugged in. All the LEDs going all the way around. They circled twice. Temperature display here. I did put the pump in place with the little bit of this stuff here along the bottom just to make sure it's not sagging downward and touching the capacitors. And we got some rubber washers in between the pump and the metal frame. And now we can put this piece on top and then set our reservoir in. There you go. And then we'll have to make sure this doesn't move while we take this back off, and we'll secure the reservoir in place. But at this point, there's not much else we can do in terms of connecting this stuff till we get those other parts. But we can install our fan here and a little window behind this so that you can see the temperature monitor without this being a hole. Got a window, fan is installed, and all we got to do is, like I said, attach this, and same with the temperature display on the inside. Once we get those last couple fittings in, I want to have those connected first before we secure this permanently. That's going to help hold it in place. So let's set this aside and work on the next thing. Alright, we got this stuff here, flat black. Just repainted all the other pieces for the faceplate. Got the infrared sensor back in there, the ring deal back in there, and all that stuff's been dry for at least a day, probably 2. So I think we can start putting that faceplate together. We should be able to glue this back together and get our window trim put on and our actual window, and the fan shroud and DVD thing is all painted, the tray. And I still need to adjust just that top ghost case piece for the DVD drive just a little bit. As we saw, it was working great in the last video. It was just barely rubbing on the disc still, and I think it was just mounted slightly tilted forward, so that should be an easy fix. Okay, we got our faceplate and all the buttons that we need, including all the springs, so let's get it all installed. I'm putting this together and I realize the little peg that holds the spring on for this door is not even on it, so I can't really install it unless we just seal it shut. So I'm taking this one off. I'm like, I can paint another one, but I'm like, wait, I have a good condition Elite faceplate. I might as well just use all the buttons, swap them over, especially since the power button, one of the legs broke off while I was removing it from the tape, so might as well just swap this stuff over. And there we go, faceplate good to go. Let's get the window on the side panel. Gonna use some black automotive trim, professional, and some plexiglass. Window installed. Let's get this tray put back in, see if we can adjust that top piece, get this back in, and I don't know. I did put the aluminum heat sink, that just looks way better. We will have something that goes right over here. I have this remounted, and I just have it spaced up on both sides, just like that much. There should be plenty of play in the center, so that's not touching anything. This has adhesive on it now. Just gotta let it sit there overnight so it cures. Let's throw the top piece on and test it out. Top piece on with the window. I did put one of the bright white LED strips here. We already have a 3-pin over there, so I figured I'd plug one in, see what it looks like, see if we want to move it around or add more or change it. Alright, here we go. Still rubbing somewhere. Clearly, still gotta adjust something a little bit. Maybe it's slightly too high on there. I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. But it clearly still loads up, it's just slightly rubbing. And finally over here, these two pieces, well, should be pretty much dry by now. And I just painted this one earlier today. We'll probably just get black buttons to go with that. Went ahead and got the other blue put down on here. We probably need one more coat, but that should lead us right into the next video of really getting the R2 build underway. Still want to use the junk board to just use as we're putting everything together, so that we don't mess up the actual board. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll have a video up soon going over the build plan on this build on the members part of the channel if you want to check that out. And this, as of now, will probably be the next giveaway build for November. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. Check out the link in the description to join the membership, and we'll see you in the next video.